The moment everyone discovers our protagonist is actually young Master Jia, the entire game changes overnight. His 8 cold and untouchable sisters instantly switch sides and become his strongest supporters. And honestly, the real heir never saw this disaster coming. Instead of questioning him, the sisters start targeting anyone who stands against their favorite little brother. Meanwhile, the third sister is becoming more and more dangerous with every passing second. At dinner, she locks eyes with him, clearly planning something mischievous. Our hero immediately realizes there's no escape. The feeding game has officially begun. Trying to avoid any awkward indirect kiss situation, he carefully calculates every move. The poor guy is more nervous than someone defusing a bomb, so he adjusts his angle with military precision, leaning forward slowly. He executes a flawless food retrieval operation. The lotus slice is secured without touching the chopsticks at all. A perfect dodge, worthy of a speedrunner. But third sister immediately notices the trick. And instead of giving up, she becomes even more determined. When the next piece of fish arrives, our hero prepares the same strategy. Unfortunately for him, his opponent has already adapted. Third sister suddenly changes the angle. His safe route is completely blocked. Now there's only one way to get the food. He has to make contact with the chopsticks. The man freezes on the spot. Looking up helplessly, he finds third sister staring back with a victorious smile. That expression basically says, checkmate. At this point, he decides to stop resisting. No more overthinking. One bite later, the fish and chopsticks both disappear into the mission zone. And just like that, third sister scores a clean victory. She withdraws with the satisfaction of a champion. Round 4 begins. Another attack arrives before our hero can recover. This time, he has completely surrendered. The defenses are gone. But then, third sister suddenly escalates the situation. Instead of pulling back, she deliberately lingers. The move lands critical damage. Our protagonist is completely stunned. The poor guy's brain practically short-circuits. Emotional damage level, maximum. Seeing his reaction, third sister is having the time of her life. She knows she's winning. Step by step. She keeps pushing his limits, from resistance to acceptance. The transformation is obvious, and somehow, this feels more rewarding to her than billion-dollar business deals. But the combo isn't over. She suddenly demands equal treatment. If she's feeding him, he has to return the favor. Our hero can only comply. He feeds her a piece of food. And third sister immediately leans forward. Without the slightest hesitation, the confidence difference is absolutely brutal. However, just when he thinks things can't get worse, a surprise attack hits from below the table. And no, he isn't ready. Looking down, he discovers the source immediately. Third sister has secretly started a new battlefront. One shoe is already gone. This woman is operating on another level. Every small movement catches him off guard. The psychological pressure keeps rising. Meanwhile, our hero is completely tense. The funniest part? Above the table, third sister continues acting perfectly professional. She casually discusses laboratory plans and investments. Everything sounds serious. Everything sounds normal. But beneath the table, chaos reigns supreme. What a terrifying multitasking ability. Truly, a boss-level character. By now, our hero is mentally collapsing. This dinner has become a survival challenge. He barely remembers what he even ate. His attention has been completely hijacked. Eventually, dinner finally ends. He thinks freedom is within reach. Unfortunately, that's just wishful thinking. Third sister stands up and immediately takes control of the next phase. With a confident smile, she invites him out for drinks. And that's where the real danger begins. Inside her head, an absolutely evil plan is forming. She has already judged our protagonist. Too innocent. Too inexperienced. And therefore, easy prey. Her strategy is simple. Get him drunk first. The moment that idea appears, she starts imagining victory already. Meanwhile, our hero has absolutely no clue what's coming. And that makes this even funnier. Third sister is practically preparing a final boss encounter. The confidence is off the charts. Soon, they arrive at a riverside lounge bar. The atmosphere is dim and relaxing. Soft music fills the room. The two settle into a window-side booth. Third sister removes her jacket and instantly becomes the center of attention. Even her smallest movements seem intentional. At this moment, she looks like someone fully aware of her advantage. And she's definitely using it. The elegant styling only adds to the pressure. Meanwhile, our hero continues, struggling to stay calm. A difficult task under the circumstances, especially when she smiles. That move is devastating. No wonder the poor guy is in trouble. Then comes the menu. Third sister immediately takes charge again. No hesitation. Our hero is still mentally rebooting, which is exactly what she wants. She calls the waiter over and places the order herself. The drinks she chooses? Let's just say they are not beginner-friendly. Our protagonist immediately senses danger. Those innocent-sounding names are a trap. Veteran viewers already know where this is heading. The ambush has entered its final stage. Third sister clearly intends to knock him out tonight. The drinks arrive quickly. She raises her glass with a confident smile and prepares her next move. Using today's events as an excuse, she skillfully sets up the drinking challenge, a classic trap wrapped in gratitude. And our hero is about to walk right into it. At this point, our hero has no room left to refuse. He picks up the Long Island iced tea and accepts the challenge. One toast later, the trap is officially activated. The guy downs a huge gulp without hesitation. The alcohol rushes down fast and immediately starts burning through his defenses. His face heats up almost instantly. Meanwhile, third sister barely takes a sip. She's clearly controlling the battlefield. One look tells her everything. The prey is progressing exactly as planned. She leans forward. Resting casually on the table, she begins studying him. With amusement, the interrogation phase begins. She quickly discovers he's inexperienced in places like this. And that answer only excites her more. Every response confirms her suspicion. This guy is innocent, dangerously innocent. Even when asked about romance, he immediately becomes cautious. No chance he's exposing his real thoughts. So he plays it safe. Unfortunately, third sister interprets that as an even bigger green light. To her, he's basically a blank canvas waiting to be claimed. Then she shifts the topic toward herself. Our hero gives the safest compliment possible. Big mistake. That answer is far too boring. Third sister immediately rejects it. Leaning even closer, she lowers her voice. The pressure skyrockets. She's basically forcing him to acknowledge the obvious. And boom, our hero's face turns bright red. The poor guy is completely overwhelmed. But third sister isn't joking. She's dead serious. And she makes sure he knows it. Then she casually takes another sip, still maintaining total control. Every move is deliberate. Every move lands critical damage. Meanwhile, beneath the table, the harassment campaign continues. Our hero is suffering. Even his voice starts sounding strange. Third sister pretends innocence. An Oscar-worthy performance. Seriously, she deserves an award. Above the table, she's graceful. Below the table, she's chaos. The pressure keeps increasing. And our hero's defenses are collapsing one layer at a time. The alcohol certainly isn't helping. So, he keeps drinking, trying to regain control somehow. And third sister casually points toward a TV. A harmless topic? Not even close. Because our hero isn't paying attention to the screen at all. And she knows it. Suddenly, she moves closer. Way closer than necessary. Her next tease lands perfectly. Instantly, she redirects his attention elsewhere. The poor guy follows her gaze, and his brain nearly explodes. At this point, third sister's elegant image has completely shattered. Our hero immediately drinks again, and almost chokes. Third sister rushes over with fake concern. A very suspicious level of concern, because her hand doesn't stop there. She continues, pushing boundaries. And our hero nearly launches into orbit. The ambush is unbelievably effective. Critical hit after critical hit. Meanwhile, third sister acts innocent again, like a cat that already caught the mouse. She studies every reaction, watching him struggle, watching him endure, and clearly enjoying it. To her, this is already victory. The hunter has complete control of the field. Soon after, another toast begins. More drinks follow. And the alcohol finally starts winning. His vision becomes blurry. Everything starts doubling. In his eyes, there seem to be two versions of third sister. One is the calm business genius. The other is pure trouble. Seeing this, third sister realizes her opportunity has arrived. The plan is reaching its final stage. Still, our hero stubbornly insists he's fine. Nobody believes that. Not even him. Third sister can't help laughing. She calmly takes another drink. Then pauses. A dangerous smile appears. She suddenly moves in close. So fast he can't react. The distance between them disappears instantly. The surprise attack lands cleanly, and our protagonist's entire system crashes. Brain offline. Thought process terminated. Only shock remains. An absolute finishing move. When it's over, third sister looks extremely satisfied with herself. The hunter believes the mission is complete. She watches his dazed expression with amusement. And he can barely respond. Or at least, that's what she thinks. Confidently, she stands up. Ready to move to phase 2? She drags him up from the sofa. Certain that victory is secured. However, the biggest plot twist arrives right here. Because in reality, that sudden surprise attack actually wakes him up. The haze starts disappearing. The drunkenness fades. His mind becomes much clearer than before. Meanwhile, third sister is still confidently supporting him toward the exit. Completely unaware that the game may be about to turn around. Leaving the bar, third sister confidently escorts the supposedly drunk protagonist. A loyal assistant is already waiting beside the car. Everything has clearly been arranged in advance. Our hero is guided into the back seat, and third sister immediately follows. Soon, she makes herself comfortable and keeps him close. Looking down at him, she believes victory is already secured. The excitement in her eyes is impossible to hide. In her mind, the mission succeeded. She quietly admires her sleeping target, like a collector admiring a rare treasure. The possessiveness is becoming increasingly obvious. Meanwhile, our protagonist is far more awake than she realizes, and he's noticing everything. At this point, he finally understands something important. Third sister's obsession has reached another level. This is no longer simple affection. She wants exclusive ownership. A terrifying realization, honestly, but somehow also strangely thrilling. So instead of exposing himself, he keeps pretending to be unconscious. After all, the show is getting interesting. Why stop now? Soon enough, the car finally arrives at a luxury hotel. The next stage begins. Third sister tries waking him up, but he continues the performance flawlessly. Oscar-level acting from our protagonist. Convinced he's still drunk, she personally helps him out of the vehicle. The assistant has already prepared everything. No delays, no obstacles. This operation was planned with military efficiency. Together they enter the hotel and head straight toward the top floor. The danger meter keeps rising. Even the assistant senses something unusual, but wisely chooses not to ask questions. Meanwhile, third sister remains completely focused. Nothing can distract her now. Our hero continues acting, half-conscious. The performance remains flawless. And because of that, third sister lowers her guard even further. Soon they reach the presidential suite, a location chosen very carefully. Clearly not a random decision. The assistant leaves after completing her task, and now they're alone. Exactly the situation third sister wanted. No witnesses, no interruptions. Only opportunity. Watching his motionless figure, her confidence reaches its peak. Unfortunately, for her, she's still being deceived. The hunter has no idea. She's being observed. Meanwhile, our protagonist nearly breaks character, but somehow holds it together. The elevator ride finally ends. The suite door opens, and the final battlefield is revealed. The atmosphere changes instantly. One click later, the door closes behind them. Now, third sister places him on the massive bed like a final prize. The room falls silent. Only footsteps remain, each one building suspense. Viewers already know trouble is coming. Standing beside the bed, third sister finally drops the professional mask. No more pretending. No more restraint. Step by step, she prepares for what she thinks is her victory lap. Meanwhile, our protagonist keeps acting unconscious. The commitment is impressive. Seriously, give this man an award. Soon after, third sister moves closer. Much closer than before. Yet she still takes her time. almost savoring the moment. The tension in the room skyrockets. And our hero finally starts feeling pressure. Then comes another test. Third sister checks whether he's awake. A dangerous question. One wrong reaction, and the whole disguise falls apart. The situation becomes increasingly risky. Finally, our protagonist intentionally moves, just enough to stay believable. He slowly opens his eyes, still pretending to be drunk. And, well, the first thing he sees is third sister hovering above him. The visual impact is absolutely devastating. Even veteran protagonists would struggle. The lighting makes the scene look unreal. Meanwhile, third sister is enjoying every second. She believes complete control is within reach. And her confidence keeps growing. Our hero continues, acting confused. A smart move. The deception remains intact. Third sister happily plays along. She keeps feeding the fantasy. The gap between reality and perception grows. Because in truth, our protagonist is becoming increasingly alert. The tables may turn soon. Still, third sister refuses to slow down. She keeps advancing. Our hero offers symbolic resistance, just enough to sell the act. Unfortunately for him, third sister immediately shuts it down. Another clean victory. For her side, at least, that's what she believes. Her confidence is reaching dangerous levels. Looking into her determined eyes, our protagonist realizes she means business. So he wisely avoids overplaying his hand. The act continues flawlessly. And third sister becomes increasingly fascinated. The more she looks, the happier she seems. Meanwhile, viewers can already tell. A major twist is approaching, because the hunter still doesn't realize the prey has already opened its eyes. Meanwhile, the female lead starts teasing him mercilessly, clearly enjoying every second of his awkward reaction. She moves closer without hesitation. And just like that, the distance between them completely disappears. Our boy's mental defense system is already flashing red. One small move from her and his breathing instantly becomes unstable. Brother is losing this battle fast. She calls him out directly. He tries to convince himself she's just drunk. Unfortunately for him, she lowers her head calmly, then proves she's fully aware of what she's doing. The pressure keeps rising. No hesitation whatsoever. She's completely in control of the situation. And our protagonist suddenly realizes he's become the target. The attack continues, and his resistance starts crumbling piece by piece. At this point, he's getting overwhelmed from every angle. The self-control he was so proud of is collapsing faster than a rookie facing a final boss. Then comes the first plot twist. She suddenly stops, looking directly at his flustered expression. The red face says everything, and the poor guy is struggling to keep himself together. Then she smiles. Not just a smile. She practically bursts out laughing, because from her perspective, this guy is way too easy to read. She casually backs off and lies beside him instead. Switching the battlefield entirely, now she's just watching, patiently observing his reaction, and asking the ultimate question. Our hero freezes. Of course he's scared. Not a little scared. Absolutely terrified. The personality gap is insane. This elegant woman suddenly transformed into a predator. Who could possibly stay calm? So he admits it. There's no point pretending anymore. The honest answer comes out, and his embarrassed expression makes it even worse. Seeing that, she finds it hilarious, then reveals another twist. Apparently, she was teasing him all along. Now she's treating him like a toy, completely enjoying his helpless reaction. Her real goal was simple. She wanted to test whether this guy could be tricked easily. And honestly, the test results aren't looking great. He desperately asks for the verdict, hoping he somehow passed. Instant failure. She doesn't even need time to think. In fact, she doubles down, making him even more embarrassed. Her argument is devastating. He talks tough, but his actions betray him completely. Then she leans in again. The pressure returns instantly, and she keeps exposing every weakness he has. At this point, the atmosphere is doing more damage than any attack. Our protagonist is completely distracted. His brain is fighting for survival. Then comes a moment of self-reflection. He realizes he wasn't entirely innocent either. A tiny part of him wanted to see what would happen. And that curiosity is now backfiring spectacularly. He wanted to discover her true personality. The calm and mature image she always showed. Turns out that was only half the story. Because now, the reviewer has to say, this woman is dangerous, not just different. She's operating on an entirely different level. Among all the girls around him, she's clearly the most aggressive contender. Every move she made tonight proves it. Her confidence leaves no room for doubt, which makes our protagonist start overthinking immediately. Is this merely strong affection? Or something much scarier? Best case scenario, she's completely devoted. Maybe a little jealous sometimes. Maybe slightly possessive. That sounds manageable. After all, being adored by a beauty isn't exactly suffering. Most people would call that winning. But then his imagination goes wild. Worst case scenario? The man instantly gets chills. His brain starts generating horror movie scenes. Locked away forever with no escape route. Game over. No second chances. That thought alone is terrifying. Still, he can't deny she's incredibly attractive, which only makes things more complicated. The temptation is real. However, he remembers something important. There are still plenty of girls around him, an entire garden of possibilities. In fact, no way he's giving that up. Especially not yet. His career is only beginning. His future is still wide open. So the reviewer agrees with his conclusion. Retreat first. Survive now, think later. He quickly explains himself, trying to clear up the misunderstanding. She studies his reaction carefully, then changes position, and instantly regains control of the scene. The poor guy is distracted. Again, because she knows exactly what she's doing, and it's extremely effective. The reviewer can only shake his head. This is unfair. She's using every advantage available. And the damage keeps stacking. Our hero is struggling. Very, very badly. She continues teasing him, calling out his earlier reactions. Every excuse gets demolished. She's completely convinced she has him figured out. And honestly, she's not entirely wrong. The pressure continues to build. Until he finally changes strategy. A smart counterattack appears. Instead of denying everything, he decides to play along. A risky move, but effective. Then he delivers the critical line. Basically admitting she's the exception. And that's the real plot twist. Her eyes light up instantly. Mission accomplished. The woman is absolutely delighted because, from her perspective, that answer means victory. And just like that, she launches the next round of teasing while our hero realizes he may have walked straight into another trap. Our protagonist answers without hesitation, carefully giving the response she wants to hear. And just like that, her mood skyrockets. She becomes even more affectionate, clearly enjoying the validation. But she's not finished yet. The interrogation continues. Her eyes lock onto him like a detective chasing a confession, not willing to miss even the slightest facial reaction. He gives another safe answer, though internally, he's adding a completely different comment. Because honestly, nobody else around him is this terrifying. Hearing that response, she looks completely satisfied. The victory smile is impossible to hide. Then she reclaims the initiative, closing the distance once again. Looking down at him, like the final boss, and launching another attack. The pressure immediately returns. She pushes for a definitive answer. No escape route offered. Our hero feels danger approaching, still trying to negotiate his way out. Unfortunately for him, she's already prepared every possible outcome. Agreeing doesn't save him. Disagreeing doesn't save him either. The reviewer can only laugh here. This negotiation has exactly 0 winning conditions. She remains completely confident, as if the result was already decided. Our protagonist is getting goosebumps because he finally realizes something important. There is no straightforward way out. Every path looks dangerous. At this point, he reaches a conclusion. Direct confrontation is a terrible idea. His brain starts working at maximum speed. A counter strategy must be found, and quickly. Fighting isn't an option. Even if he could win, who would attack someone like her anyway? Besides, they've lived together for a long time. Family habits die hard. That psychological pressure is real. One look from her is enough. He simply can't do it. And that's when the genius move appears. His expression suddenly changes. The fear vanishes. Instead, he puts on the perfect performance. A calculated act, no longer resisting. In fact, he starts playing directly into her fantasy. A small gesture. Nothing dramatic, but extremely effective. The woman immediately notices, and her attention is completely captured. Then our hero looks up, delivering the most dangerous line of the night. He pretends to fully surrender. The effect is immediate. She freezes for a second. Then pure happiness explodes across her face. The reviewer has to admit, that was a critical hit. Her entire mood changes instantly. She's completely convinced the trap has worked perfectly. From her perspective, victory is secured. She starts treating him even more affectionately. Meanwhile, our protagonist keeps acting. The performance remains flawless. She asks him to explain himself, and unknowingly walks right into his setup. Our hero keeps feeding her exactly what she wants to hear. Every answer strengthens her confidence. The acting deserves an award at this point. No hesitation. No cracks. Just commitment. And then comes the ultimate bait. A statement carefully crafted, targeting her deepest emotions. One sentence, and everything changes. He accidentally, or perhaps intentionally, touches the most sensitive part of her personality. She visibly reacts. Completely shocked. The reviewer immediately notices the twist. Because hidden beneath her elegance, there's a possessive side. a side she never openly reveals. Yet somehow, our protagonist perfectly describes it. And that's where things become dangerous. Because she sees no fear, no rejection, only apparent acceptance. Critical mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Her obsession level instantly jumps. She starts believing they're the same. A perfect match, made in heaven. And once that idea forms, there's no stopping it. The emotional damage is complete. She's overwhelmed with joy. Even her voice begins to shake. All caution disappears. The woman fully embraces her feelings, claiming territory in the most obvious way possible, and making her intentions crystal clear. She wants exclusivity. Complete exclusivity. No competitors allowed. The possessive boss battle has officially entered phase 2. Meanwhile, our protagonist is internally screaming, because his theory was apparently correct. This attribute tree is fully maxed out. No points left unspent. Still, he keeps playing along, maintaining the act perfectly, which only encourages her further. The confidence keeps rising. She believes she's winning completely. Then comes the real objective. Our hero finally prepares his counterattack. The reviewer immediately notices. This is the setup for the escape plan. He pretends to hesitate, then commits. A carefully aimed statement follows, designed to shift the momentum, and instantly, her smile freezes. The atmosphere changes completely. She slowly looks at him. Not amused anymore. The boss has entered an enraged state. And just like that, the next round begins. Now he's suddenly becoming picky. That's not acceptable in her eyes. The reviewer can already tell this is a dangerous topic. She threatens him playfully. And unlike most threats, she actually demonstrates exactly what she means. Our hero immediately realizes the boss fight is escalating, so he quickly switches to survival mode. No arguing. Instead, he starts delivering compliments like his life depends on it. Every word carefully crafted, trying to redirect the entire situation away from disaster. And unbelievably, it works. Her anger melts instantly, but she immediately proposes a new idea. A very dangerous idea. The reviewer nearly laughs here. Our protagonist rejects it at lightning speed. Not even a second of hesitation. Then he continues improvising, building an increasingly ridiculous argument, yet somehow sounding completely sincere. The amazing part? She actually starts considering it seriously, because the logic strangely makes sense to her. The more she thinks about it, the more convinced she becomes. Our hero is accidentally winning a debate nobody expected. An absolutely legendary performance. Eventually, she gives in and tells him to wait. She'll be back shortly. At that moment, the reviewer already knows what's coming, because our protagonist isn't planning to wait for anything. Meanwhile, she calmly heads off, completely unaware of the trap being set against her. Her confidence remains at maximum. Not a single warning bell goes off. Why would it? From her perspective, the mission is already complete. She's practically celebrating victory and enjoying every second of it, leaving our protagonist alone with a golden opportunity. The window is finally open. A narrow escape route appears before him. And all he needs is patience. The moment she disappears from sight, the sound of running water arrives. Meanwhile, inside the bathroom, she is completely happy, convinced everything has gone perfectly. Her excitement keeps growing. In her mind, the protagonist already belongs to her. He likes her. He admires her. And according to her assumptions, they even think alike. The reviewer can only shake his head. Because she has fallen for the performance completely, not even a trace of suspicion remains. She's already planning the future. While outside, the real story begins. The instant he hears the water running, our protagonist springs into action like a professional escape artist. No hesitation whatsoever. Every movement becomes careful and precise. One mistake could end everything. After all, the final boss is only a room away. He slips out successfully, closing the door behind him. The tension remains sky high. Only after reaching safety does he finally breathe? Again, then. He sprints down the hallway at full speed, mentally reviewing his survival plan. Thankfully, her terrifying side only appears in private, when nobody else is around to witness it. In front of the other sisters, she's the picture of perfection. Elegant, calm, and completely respectable. Which means there's only one answer. Reach the others. That is the safe zone. The reviewer loves this realization, because suddenly, the hierarchy matters. Even powerful bosses answer to bigger bosses. And she isn't at the top. There are stronger sisters above her, potential allies for our fleeing hero. The escape plan suddenly looks brilliant. So he runs even faster. Charging into the elevator, mashing the button like a man possessed. The doors finally open. And he blasts out of the hotel lobby. Moving so fast he barely notices anyone around him. A taxi becomes his salvation. He jumps in immediately, then gives the destination, and orders the driver to step on the gas, ending this chapter with one of the funniest emergency retreats we've seen so far.